Yellowstone. If you're unaware of this American TV series, it's a neo-Western primetime television soap opera that's been created by Taylor Sheridan and John Linson. It premiered back in June in 2018 on Paramount. Kevin Costner is the main star, but Luke Grimes, Kelly Riley, Wes Bentley, Cole Hauser, Kelsey Asbeel and Gil Birmingham are all in it. The series follows the conflicts along the shared borders of the Yellowstone Ranch, a large cattle ranch, the Broken Rock Indian Reservation, the Yellowstone National Park and land developers. The series has a prequel titled 1883 and a second prequel series titled 1923. The series follows the Dutton family, owners of the largest ranch in Montana, known as the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch, commonly called the Yellowstone. The plot revolves around family drama at the ranch and the bordering Broken Rock Indian Reservation, Yellowstone National Park, and developers. The series has enjoyed growth in its viewership. The Season 3 premiere attracted 7.6 million viewers, Season 4 12.7, and Season 5 12.1 million viewers. It's been called a heartland drama and red state drama also. It has a decent critical appraisal also, and is widely viewed around the world as a consequence of the stunning scenery that's seen within the series and also following the lives of the various individuals that are within it. There is the patriarch, Kevin Costner, who plays John Dutton III, and there is his son, Casey Dutton, his daughter, Bethany Beth Dutton, another son, James Michael Jamie Dutton. There is the head of the Cowboys, who runs the bunkhouse, Rip Wheeler. There's Monica Long Dutton, who is Casey's wife, who is part Indian. And there are a variety of different cowboys, some of which are actually cowboys in real life. The several seasons follows the Dutton family, led by John Dutton, who controls the largest contiguous ranch in the United States. But he finds that it's under repeated attack by those that it borders, land developers, an Indian reservation, and America's first national park. It's an intense study of a violent world far from media scrutiny, where land grabs make developers billions and politicians are bought and sold by the world's largest oil and lumber corporations. Drinking water's poisoned by fracking wells, and there are unsolved murders, which aren't actually news. They're simply a consequence of living in the new frontier. One might suggest that it's the best and worst of America that's seen through the eyes of a family that represent both. And it is those family members that make a fascinating array of characters that constitute the Dutton family and those related to it. The numerous seasons of Yellowstone provide you with opportunities not only to enjoy the scenery and perhaps understand more about a way of life that is maybe unfamiliar to you, but moreover, to witness the various interactions and dynamics between family members and those that they encounter. The interaction that takes place with those in the enforcement agencies, the local sheriff, the livestock commissioners, the individuals that enforce the laws around fish and animals. It enables you to understand the impact of tourism on Montana, the tension that exists between those tourists that come in from places such as California, and the way that they are seen as fake cowboys compared with the ones that really do undertake the work. You can see the dynamic of those cowboys amongst themselves and their way of life, and therefore it's a multi-layered production all set against the absolutely stunning Montana scenery. But at the heart of it all is the Dutton family, with Kevin Costner playing John Dutton III as the head of the family, who lost his wife many years ago an absent wife and mother, of course, invariably being a catalyst for some interesting behaviour of her husband and offspring. There are 3 family members, one who died early on, but leaving 3 in Jamie, Beth, and Casey, and the relationships that Jamie has with other family members that he learns about, that Beth has with Rip Wheeler, and who Casey has with Monica, his wife, who is originally from the Indian reservation. The characters that have been created and the dynamic between them provides us with a very useful opportunity to examine what are these individuals. Television and film often produces individuals that are worthy of examination with regard to the consideration of whether you're watching narcissists and psychopaths, and invariably, my kind are fascinating to watch, particularly when you know that you're not actually going to be affected by them. It's important to keep in mind, of course, that when you're watching a character that has been created for television or film, they won't necessarily always run true to the actual behaviour of a narcissist or psychopath because of the demands of plot development, character arc, story arc, etc. And therefore, you will always find something which doesn't quite fit, some activities of a character which ordinarily, if they are a narcissist, wouldn't actually fit with that behaviour and therefore has to be discounted. And it's important to keep that in your mind when you're watching depictions of individuals that you believe to be both narcissists and psychopaths. But with that caveat stated, Yellowstone provides you with a fascinating opportunity to understand more about certain damaged personalities and the lives that they impact upon. And therefore, as part of continuing your education about narcissists and psychopaths, about understanding more about what they are, how they behave, and how they impact upon other people, and also how those around them are affected by it, what it does with regard to their characters and their decision-making, I'm going to be analysing some of the main characters that exist within the Yellowstone world. It's a fascinating opportunity to learn more about what they are, but also in certain instances to see created examples of narcissists in action. Therefore, who do you think of those principal members of the family and the extended family might be narcissists? Have you been watching the show and thought to yourself, I think that person is for these reasons? Are you undecided about certain individuals? Might it be that some of those caveats that I mentioned earlier are confusing you? Well, I'm going to take a deep dive into the various characters that have been created in Yellowstone to make a determination about what they are. So you'll be able to find out, what is the patriarch John Dutton? What about Jamie Dutton, the son who invariably seems to have most people hating him? What about the fiery Beth Dutton? What about Casey? What about Rip? What about Monica? Learn more about what they are in my forthcoming series where I dissect the characters that appear in Yellowstone. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.